She was a daytime television favorite for 7 years on the very popular General Hospital, and now she's the star of a new CBS primetime hit called Joan of Arcadia. Here's Amber Tamblyn. Two soap stars reliving the old days.
The old days.
Reuniting. Here, I have to hold this up.
I love my grips.
I promised my boys at home that I would make them a sign because they work really, really hard on our show. So I just have to say, I love you guys.
Yeah, that's so nice. You do work really hard. Your show is a drama, and it's a 1 hour show, so it takes a lot more effort.
It's a lot of hours. It's typical day for us is 14 to 16 hours a day.
Now, for those who haven't seen the show yet, you're a young girl. Are you in touch with God?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good way of putting it. The show is more conceptually about the family that's going through this trauma. Jason Ritter plays a boy who becomes a paraplegic, and it's this family's moved to a new city, and it's sort of how they're dealing with that. And then miraculously, my character Joan starts talking to God, and it's sort of just about the missions that he or she sends Joan on, and how that plays out into her family and into her life.
Well, it's something new for television.
It's very new for television, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that this sort of show has popped up sort of in theory in people's minds and in people's subconscious right now. I think it's very relevant in today's world.
Now, I'm reading through all my notes on you, and it says that you're only 20 years old now.
This is true.
Which amazed me, because when we knew each other on the soap, she was the most poised and loveliest girl, and you stood out then as being so poised, and I can't believe you're only 20. I mean, you look like a baby, but...
What are you saying? She's older?
No, what I'm saying is...
You're saying she's lying?
When she was...
She's in touch with God. How could you say she's lying?
What I'm saying is, when she was 12 years old, she seemed like she was 30 years. She had an old soul. She was very poised.
Well, I think part of that is having a father like Russ Tamblyn. Russ Tamblyn, look at that guy. West Side Story right there. He was one of my favorites.
That's a great photo.
And these are full of life, right?
Yeah.
And a great face, just like your little face there. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
That's a great
and a good dad now, right?
He's an awesome dad.
Did he try to discourage you from getting into acting when you were young?
No, you know what? It had nothing to do, I don't think, with discouragement. I think that he really just didn't want me to feel like because he was an actor, I had to follow in that sort of path. I think that a lot of kids, that's just easy for them, you know, to sort of fall into that celebrity line. And he wanted me to really do what I wanted to do, an interest that was important to me. So he didn't want me to feel pressured, but inevitably that's what I wanted to do.
Sure. We're going to be back more with Amber in just a moment. Don't go away. So anyway, Amber, tell us a little more about your show. You're being moved to Friday night at 9 o'clock now. You know who else is on at Friday night?
Well, let me, darling,
on Friday night.
Let me correct you. We are Friday nights at 8.
Right.
We're not in competition. No, no. It's one night. It's just one night. They're showing the pilot. They're rerunning the pilot because Frosty's on, and we can't compete with Frosty at 8 o'clock.
Right. No.
So, but we're still regularly on it.
It's true though. Frosty the Snowman is like there's no beating the old classics.
Yeah, we were apparently moved.
Well, that's a great idea. I mean, because a lot of times people don't see a show from the beginning,
well, I
so
think
it gives them an opportunity.
Especially when you're doing like a high concept show, I think that it's important for people to see where it started from, which, you know, a lot of people who have watched now did not get to see the pilot, so they're going to be able to understand it a little bit more, sort of how it developed.
So what's been the public reaction to the fact that you talk to God, or you have an in with him?
It's been interesting with fans, I'll say.
How do they feel about it?
I think that there is a very diverse group of people that watch the show. Anybody and everybody of all religious and spiritual beliefs watch it, and even people who are atheists who don't believe in anything, they watch it as well. It's just everybody really seems to love the show and connect with the fact that it's really about a person's individual life and how they relate to other human beings and how God sort of manifests itself into a person's life.
And it seems like everybody really relates to you specifically. I mean,
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, no,
you got that face.
It's that face.
And you got some wonderful co-stars on that show too. Joe Mantegna
that's right.
And Mary Steenburgen play her parents. And in this particular scene, this is a scene between you and your father, played by Joe. Okay, take a look. Nice soon.
Really sweet.
I like Joe a lot. Isn't he great? Yeah. All right, so it's going on to Friday night, 9 o'clock, special time, 1 week only, and good luck to you, Amber. Thanks so very much.
So good to see you again.
We'll be right back in a moment.
I'm so